guys, welcome to this reading. This is going to be a twin flame reading for the week of the 1st through the 8th of April. And we're going to do a heart-shaped reading. The energies of the Divine Masculine are going to be on the left side and the energies of the Divine Feminine on the right side. We're going to do this heart-shaped spread. And I already pre-shuffled the cards and prayed over them. So if you want to join me, take a deep breath in. And we're going to ask spirits to please give us messages for all of you guys. At least one message or one confirmation. And to really give us guidance for the week ahead. Including the new moon energies. And we're going to see in depth how the Divine Masculine and Feminine are doing. So let me keep on putting the cards where they belong. Making sure you can see them. How have you been, guys? I think it's been a couple of days where the energies are changing constantly. We're being bombarded with all kinds of new information. And I think for a lot of us, we get to have some periods where we're feeling very peaceful, very dynamic, very in purpose with our mission. And I feel like then something happens and then it feels like we come back to 0 point again, right? So I think this has also to do with Mercury retrograde, with the final kicks of Mercury retrograde and the energies that are coming in with the full moon. So let me see, we have everything here. Yeah, seems to be right. Okay, so let's get started. How the Divine Masculine is seeing the Divine Feminine. I think this was the card we got last week, if I remember correctly. Okay, so no, this represents the energy of the Divine Masculine. Okay, this is how he is being portrayed this week. So he is the Seven of Wands. So what I'm getting from this card is, again, obstacles, like there's a path. He's seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And I feel like this is the Divine Feminine. I feel like deep in his heart he's being guided by the Divine Feminine. And he's pushing through some last obstacles, some people, places, things, even karmics, and through some lessons as well. He's also pushing through some lessons, and he's getting to the Eight of Wands, which is communication and fast movement. So he's not quite there yet this week, but he is getting there. And I wouldn't be surprised if you get some kind of communication or confirmation in dreams from your Divine Masculine. I've been seeing a lot of healing and fast transformation for the Divine Masculines. I give healings to many of Divine Masculines, and I have been seeing that they are really trying to get in touch with their emotions. Like that's one of the biggest obstacles that they're dealing with at this time. Like reconnecting with their feminine body, with their Divine Feminine within, reconnecting with their emotional body, and knowing that it is okay and it is safe to express how they feel. Because many of the Divine Masculines tend to not even be aware of what they're actually feeling. So I feel like this week he's going to come to some sort of an illumination and a deep knowing of what this is, of what this journey is. And the Divine Feminine is being presented as the Son of Cups. So this is a really emotional energy. It's exactly what we were talking about, the divine masculine. It's like the divine feminine is embodying that, and she has always been able to embody these emotions, perhaps even too much. Like divine feminines sometimes get pulled in all sorts of directions because of their emotions. And one of the nicest metaphors that I have for that is, it's like Kuan Yin, the goddess, you know? Try to feel your emotions, but try to be on top of them as if they were a wave, you know? Ride them out like surfing. You know, like go with your emotions, but always be on top of them. Never be below them or inside of them, you know? Always keep this perspective. So I feel like the divine feminine is getting there this week. There was a lot of turmoil last week, I think, a lot of stories with karmics, and I know it's not always easy to continue on the path and renew the faith and renew the hope, you know, and the strength. But I feel like divine feminines are doing this week, and they are really peaceful, you know, and they know, they're in their awareness of being a twin flame. They know they are a twin flame. They know about the journey. They have their cup filled, and they are ready. They are ready to ride. They're ready to go. So let's see what else can we get. And I feel also that the divine feminine has been supporting the divine masculine. Maybe you will even express your emotions to them this week, and always, as I always say, take it with a grain of salt. Like, it's not like, okay, let's go running and telling everything to the divine masculine. But sure, if you have felt that you haven't been expressing how you feel in a certain situation, surely you can do so. Have the wisdom and the courage and the divine knowing that you're being guided. Only if you feel like you're really being guided to say those things. My personal case, I feel like I am, or I have been for a while. I've been a little bit resistant, but I know that there is something that I really need to express. So it's a matter of finding the right time, the balance, and always express when your emotions are balanced and you are coming from a higher place, from a higher perspective, and from your highest consciousness. Okay, so how the divine masculine is seeing the divine feminine this week, we have the Ace of Cups. See, guys, what did I tell you? It's I'm feeling this energy. I feel like the new moon is going to bring the twins together yet again. New moons are always a time for approach, I think, for many unions. Many of you may be going into some kind of mini union. Maybe you run into your twin flame out of the blue. Maybe you receive communication. But he's really seeing that the divine feminine is holding the space for him. He may not say it, and you may even doubt it, but I feel like this card is saying that he's really feeling you, you know. It's like the water. Water it's actually transparent, right? But you can feel it. And I feel like the divine masculine is perceiving the divine feminine this way. Like he doesn't even really know why, or why he's thinking about her, or why he's feeling this love, or where this love is coming from. But he's feeling it, and he knows it's coming from you. Like he knows that in his subconscious mind, in his dreams, he knows that it's coming from you. So that's beautiful. And how the divine feminine is seeing the divine masculine. Okay, we get the Eight of Swords. So, yeah, I feel like the divine feminine has been seeing how the divine masculine has has been struggling with many things in his life, with karmic patterns, behaviors, addictions, all kinds of karmic situations that are keeping him stuck, or where he has felt comfortable in and has been like repeating these cycles over and over again, and not really wanting to come out of this cocoon, you know, like not really wanting to fully transform and leave the past behind and start his journey as a transformed being, as a new man, embodying his divine masculine attributes. And the thing is that what I see here is that divine feminine is also having a lot of compassion for him, because it's not easy, you know, it's not easy to embody as well as it's not easy to embody the divine feminine energy and fully embody the goddess. It's also not easy to fully embody the God, because we haven't had examples since we were growing up. Most of us haven't had spiritual teachers or spiritual figures, or people who, or even if they're not even that spiritual, but women and men that are truly embodying their divine nature, and that are masters at it, and that are masters at their emotions, that they know their body, they know their energy, that they know how their masculine or feminine energy works. So most of us, we didn't grow up with this, so it's been a journey of discovery, of transformation, of healing, of doing a lot of inner work, a lot of shadow work. And I feel like the divine feminine is acknowledging that from the divine masculine this week. She's seeing, and divine feminines, if you're feeling this about your masculine, try to send them love, you know, meditate, heal, do a twin flame healing. I posted one on my channel, you can look it up, and really try to assist your masculine on the 5D, on the energetic level, to be freed of these bonds, of these karmic situations. And of course, this is only if your divine masculine allows and gives you permission, right, to heal him and his higher self consciousness. So don't worry about it. It will only occur if it's divine, and if it's done from the heart and not from the ego mind. But really, if you guys feel called, I would highly suggest to do that meditation or another one, or even just or even just like seeing your divine masculine being filled up with light. Like you can just imagine them, that they're in front of you, and send them a lot of healing energy to their bodies, to their mind, to their souls, and send them this healing energy from God and from your heart, and send them compassion and forgiveness. And even if you do this 5 minutes a day before you go to sleep and connect to them through your heart, it's really going to help them shift out of this. Because I feel like for the divine feminine, it's also hurting you. It hurts to see your masculine hurting, and it hurts to feel like you're not really able to help him in the 3D, but you're able to help him on the 5D. And I can't overemphasize this. It's really crucial for twin flames to learn how to work on the 5D with each other. And same thing if you're a divine masculine watching this, or you're a cross watcher. It applies to both twins. If the divine masculine is a more awakened one, you can do the same for your divine feminine, and it will help. It will shift the energies. When you shift, everything shifts. Okay. So what is let's start with the challenge. What is the challenge for the divine masculine this week? Okay, we have the star. So I think we had this a couple of weeks ago. So what I'm getting from this card is again, the challenge for the Divine Masculine is to acknowledge and embody his divine self, right? Embody his Christ itself, his divine energy. Even having faith and having hope and seeing how the future is really something that they can manifest and really something that they can create. I feel like the Divine Masculines may have a little bit of a challenge to see where they're going right now, like to see how all the pieces of the puzzle in their life are getting, like everything has been moving so fast and so much in all different directions, and they're being pulled to this light somehow. But I feel like they are not quite sure where this road is going to take them. And I feel like the Divine Feminine is also in this. Like, I feel like they feel very attracted to the Divine Feminine, and sometimes, and some of them don't even know why. But I feel like there's this element of being scared still, of being scared of reaching new heights, of letting go of the old. But I think the new moon in Aries is going to support the Divine Masculine in this. So let's see. Okay, the challenge for the Divine Feminine this week is death. Okay, so big changes and transformation this week. Divine Feminines, if you feel like you start, you may receive some news, some unexpected events. These may even be like challenges at work, plans or things that you had envisioned for this week. They may change completely out of the blue, and you may be feeling a little bit like disappointed. But do not worry, Divine Feminines. I think everything that isn't coming to fruition has a reason. There's a reason why plans or the things that we want sometimes don't get to us, or plans don't work out. And it's usually because God has a bigger, brighter, better plan, and it's right ahead of you if you just let it in. So I would advise to you, Divine Feminines, to really go with the flow this week. Rest, rejuvenate, do things that make you feel good, as always, as I always say. And if any situation comes your way, know that you have everything you need to handle it, and know that if anything is not fully coming to fruition or it's not working out, there's a reason for it. So don't be sad, and try to make peace with endings, with death, with letting people go, even people from your life. It's only going to make room and space for new and better things to come, and this I can assure you. Okay, so let's see how the Divine Masculine is seeing the relationship with the Divine Feminine. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands. I feel like this is kind of a similar energy, like how he's presenting himself, and then he's seeing the relationship as a new beginning. It was in reverse, in the reverse position, so I'm not going to read it quite in reverse, but I feel like this is something that the Divine Masculine is. He wants to bring these energies of a new beginning. He wants to start new. He wants to start fresh with the Divine Feminine, but he doesn't really know how. So this is where you, Divine Feminines, come in. Like, you can be a really, really good energy guide for your Divine Masculines, because he's already in this energy. He's already holding the energy of a new beginning, of manifestation, of power, of fire, of passion. but he's not really quite sure of how to present this to the Divine Feminine, right? So, Divine Feminines, I would advise you to guide your Divine Masculine in your dream space, in meditation, to just like open the door, opening yourself up, healing your wounds, healing all hurts, healing all unforgiveness, healing all pain that he might have caused you. That is, if when you're healed from that, that is what is like energetically opening the door for them to come in and to have the strength and the knowing to step in. Because the men usually, and as Yogi Bhajan said, there is an excellent book on men. If you're interested, Divine Feminines or Divine Masculines, please purchase it. I will put the link in the description box below. It's called Men to Men. And in that book, Yogi Bhajan, he speaks of how the energy of men work and how they relate to the feminine energy. So it's important that the way they feel you and the way they perceive your mood. One of the things that men really like to know before they even approach someone, before they even approach a woman, is how is their mood? Are they in a good mood? Are they in a bad mood? Are they being positive? Are they being negative? Because if they see that you are being negative, if they sense in their antennas that you are in a bad mood, they won't approach. Like most of them won't approach. So try to keep your energy steady. Try to keep your energy towards your twin steady. Try to keep it clean. Try to do a lot of clearing and healing, and so that the Divine Masculine really has the door open if he's willing and if it's time for him to step in this week. Okay, how the Divine Feminine is seeing the relationship. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So what I'm getting from this card is that a lot of the Divine Feminines are so tired of waiting, of like doing their healing work. They're starting to doubt if this is actually meant to be or not, if their twin is ever going to heal and come towards them, or if they are supposed to go towards him, or but we are in a time where everything is changing so rapidly, and whatever happens between you and your twin, the work that you have been doing, the love that you have been putting out there in the world to yourself, the lessons that you have learned for yourself, for your twin, everything that you have done on this journey hasn't been in vain. Everything had a purpose. Men and women, we act as catalysts and as inspirations to each other when we love each other. One of the experiences I had with working with circles of women was that many of them, or many of the people that I work with, when they were starting to meditate, because I give meditation lessons, they would have a very hard time finding the discipline to do it every day and to do their spiritual practice every day for themselves. But when we did meditations that involved their twins, or that were specifically designed to help their twins evolve, or the men in their life evolve, all women, without exception, would do those meditations and would find the discipline and the commitment in their hearts to do it for someone else. It could be their son, it could be their husbands, their wives, their husbands, or their spouses, or their loved ones. But they would always do it without hesitation if it was for the well-being of someone else. So that's a lot of the energy of the mother that we carry in our ourselves, the divine feminine that's always giving and giving to others, nurturing others. But what we really need to find is through that's a path. And through that path, we learn how to give back to us. We learn how to love ourselves first. So this journey is also about that. It's about finding love and forgiveness for another. And by doing so, you find love and forgiveness for yourself. And it can go, sometimes it can be one, sometimes it can be the other. But it really is about anchoring the unconditional and the spiritual love and your spiritual path in yourself, in your heart. And then being able to share this with someone else who has done the same. So if your twin is not at that stage, and if you're not at that stage yet, there's still some little bit more to do. There are things that are going to happen, and everything is going to keep evolving, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about the outcome. Try to focus, Divine Feminine, in the destiny, in all the signs that you see, and all the synchronicities, in everything that you know to be true, and work on your heart, work on yourself, and be in the middle of your life. Be the main character in your movie, in the movie of your life. Set yourself in the center, and your twin flame will come when it's time. Okay, so let's see what the divine masculine is bringing to the table this week. We have the Mother of Wands, and it was in reverse. So I feel like, again, divine masculines are doing a lot of healing with the mother energy, with their physical mothers, in karmic situations. All the archetype of the mother is being presented. I feel like they're healing a lot of wounds from the mother, from the womb, from the core. And this is all happening at an unconscious level. I feel like spirit works through the masculine a lot more in the unconscious realm, so through dreams, through signs. If the divine masculines meditate, even better. But I feel there's a lot of resolving that he is bringing to the table this week. Solving of and healing of the mother lineages, and finally resolving karmic debts also, and resolving karmic situations. Okay. And what Divine Feminine brings to the table this week is the 10 of Pentacles. So she is bringing a lot of joy. Even if you're apart from your divine masculine, even if you're not in the same city, even if you haven't seen each other, the joy that you feel and the fulfillment that you feel through your life, through your veins, through your blood, through your energy system. Remember that you're always connected to your twin, so he can feel this. He's probably getting a lot of telepathy from you. And he's getting this sense of, being lucky, of being alive. Gratitude. Divine Feminine is bringing a lot of gratitude to this week, to the relationship. And a lot of abundance. And perhaps even like physical abundance. Like Divine Feminines may be working with their body, doing yoga, or activating your sexual energy, your creative energy, doing something beautiful. Whatever you do, know that your masculine is going to be a witness of that. Whether a silent witness or he's actually going to speak about how you inspire him or how he's looking up to you and seeing how far you've come. Okay, and let's see. Okay, what is the divine masculine desiring this week? Okay, so we have the 5 of Cups. So he's really desiring to move out of this energy. For some, that may be a little bit far back in the journey. They may be desiring to understand why they feel this way, why they're going through a dark night of the soul, probably after or a little bit after their awakening, or their first glimpse of awakening, because I feel like sometimes we can awaken to certain spiritual truths, but then if we're not really willing to do the work, we can go back to our old ways. So I feel like this is the divine masculine is like really desiring to move out of these old ways, of this old sadness, this old pain, and all this past hurts that he has been holding on to for so long, that have been imprinting their realities. And I think this is the pain, and this is exactly the emotion that makes the divine masculine act in a very unconscious way, or self-destructive way, self-sabotage, do all these things and really explore the shadow. But I feel like this week he's desiring to move out of this, to find this innocence again in himself, and he really wants to move out of this. I'm even getting really, really sad to see this, because this is also an aspect that is not only in the divine masculine, but also in the divine feminine. I feel like for both, the parts of you that see your divine masculine in suffering, those are also parts of you that you may have healed or that you are healing. So if you work on your own sadness, divine feminine, and if you work on your own sadness, divine masculine, you will help your counterpart a lot. And it may even be easier because you're not attached to the emotion, so you do healing for each other if you can. And what the divine feminine desires is the Six of Swords. So yeah, she's desiring to see the rainbow, to move, she's bringing this. She wants this sadness and this pain and this past to be over already. She desires to be in peace, in abundance, in joy. She desires to be in calmer waters. I feel like the divine feminine is not even desiring just to be happy, but she's desiring to be in peace, to be content, and that's a way more a deeper energy than just being happy, which is also fine. But I feel like this is also Spirit saying to the divine feminine, this is promise, this is something that is going to happen, and you're almost there. And for the final outcome this week, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is the combined energies and how we're going to feel at the end of this week. So what can I say? This is the lucky card. This is feeling abundant in your own skin, in being your own self, being independent, being protected by yourself, being cherished, being valued. And I think this is very crucial for both twins, because most twins are very sensitive souls, and sensitive souls tend to have a lot of self-esteem issues, a lot of self-worth issues, a lot of abandonment issues, and the list goes on. So this energy of really knowing your worth, of being sexy and knowing it, owning it, it's just a saying, but like really seeing how far you've come and everything you are here to offer for both twins is very important. And if you can show this to your counterpart in any way you can, that you're able to, be it on the 5D or on the 3D, like show this appreciation energy towards them, it's also going to help them elevate and to help them reach this self-worthiness even more, even sooner. And once and for all, you know, this is something that sticks. And once you get there, there's no going back, thank God, after healing this, right? So, of course, we always keep on healing other things and more layers, but this is like getting to a certain place where you know that you are loved no matter what. And you are loved by yourself no matter what. No matter what happens in your outside circumstances, there's always this place that you hold for yourself. You're your own strength, and you are protecting yourself. So this is beautiful for this week. Okay, guys, so let me see if I can pull some additional messages for each one of the twins. Oh, I'm not. Oh, okay. This was fast. Okay, so for the Divine Masculine, we have the Four of Water. Let me show you a card. So this is the Four of Cups. It says, missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. So I feel like this is the advice for the Divine Masculine. Like, you know, this is water. This is all the emotions. Like, really, the Divine Masculine is being guided to trust his emotions, to connect to his emotions, and to see everything that is lying there for him, you know, to open his heart and open himself up to his Divine Feminine and to all the good that is there for him, all the healing. I feel like this card speaks also a lot of healing the wounds that are still there, and not being afraid of looking at your emotional wounds, of feeling, of crying, of you know, really letting these emotions come afloat and be taken away by Spirit, by God. Okay, and for Divine Feminine, we have the Five of Wands. Competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. So I feel like the Divine Feminine is being asked to, for the advice is this week to bring her energies a little bit back, you know, to not focus on the conflicts or whatever may be happening on the outside world. And I feel this talks a lot about the karmics as well. And I think it talks about, I'm feeling like this is more like this inner conflict, you know, being conflicted whether to stay with your masculine or move on, whether to be with a soulmate or be with your Divine Masculine, whether to talk to him or not, whether to communicate or not. And I feel like this energy is saying, take a break, Divine Feminine. Take a break from overthinking, overanalyzing the possibilities, and take a step back and come into non-action, right? So from non-action and from being by yourself, from being with yourself, from nurturing yourself, you are going to find, and the solutions to whatever conflicts you thought you had are going to come naturally to you, rather than you trying to fix everything or fix everyone around you, right? So let's take a step back this week and really focus on our joy, our pleasure, ourselves, and nurturing ourselves, and trying not to engage in any kind of conflict, whether outside or inside. Okay, let me see if we have another message for the union. So what's the message, overall advice for this week for both of the energies of the divine masculine and the divine feminine combined? What's the advice for the twin flames this week? Okay, so we have the Magician. It's a beautiful card. Look at his wings. It reminds me of the wings of Isis as well. It says you're ready, you have the resources or the ability to manifest. Life is magical. So for both twins, know that you are co-creating this. You're part of the plan. You're co-creating your union. So be in your power, be in your creative power. Really give way to your sensual and sexual energy. Protect your energy. And create. Be creative. Envision. Work your magic. Know and see the divine and the magical aspects in yourself, in your union, and notice all the synchronicities and see how it all comes together. This is like a master card for me. Like, this is mastery, this is abundance, this is freedom, and here in particular is also union. Union is already manifested. You just have to let it in. Open the door. Okay, and the other advice for the twins is the Seven of Water. You need to do research, stop procrastinating a complex decision. So I feel like the Seven of Water talks about these multiple possibilities and focusing on many things at the same time. But I feel like, again, the approach this week, or what they're saying through this card, is to really pick one. Like, there are so many things that are happening, even in your healings. Like, try to focus on one. Pick one thing to heal. Pick one particular aspect to heal. And it may be like manifesting, abundance, or manifesting union, or healing your sadness, or healing your twin sadness, or going deeper, doing more research. Okay, what are the energies that we need to heal at this time? And really through detailed, through picking one thing, one subject that you want to focus on for the next week, I think it's going to help that to advance. So this, you could do it as a practice each day to say, okay, this week I'm going to focus on, abundance, right? Or manifesting abundance, or I'm going to focus on self-love. So make your spiritual practice and all your activities in the day to be in accordance to that energy. Like, that's your goal of each day. You can just do some affirmations in the morning and say, okay, God, guide me to focus on bringing more love and self-love into my life today and this week. And see how far you go. You can journal if you want. And you can see how at the end of the week you're going to be in a much more like self-love energy than when you started, just by consciously creating that. So being the magician in your life. And if you want to focus on union with your beloved, then do that. If you want to focus on forgiveness, then do that. If you want to focus on mission, then do that. If you want to focus on healing, then do that. But pick one subject, okay? Don't try to do everything and to save the world in one day. Pick one and work with that energy the whole week. And if you want the whole month, depending. But it is really helpful. So let me know in the comments if you do this, how it went, and how you feel before and after. And yeah, let me see, is there anything else? So let's pull a card about communication. So is there any advice for the twins regarding communication this week? Is there any advice or any information or any forewarning regarding communication between the twins? Okay, so we got Kali, endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. So again, I think this is a confirmation of what we were saying before from the Divine Masculine, of how he's letting go of many things, and also the Divine Feminine. I think Divine Feminine is letting go of attachment, of the needing to control, and the Divine Masculine is letting go of old karmic cycles, old patterns, and all of this is going to help bring in communication. And maybe even also a new way of communication, so something that you haven't tried. And I feel like this is going to occur during the new moon. See how the moon is here, and this is a lotus flower. So these flowers grow in really muddy waters, you know, and they're beautiful. So I think that's a metaphor for, you know, so many beautiful things can grow out of really, really dark places. So remember, we are in a dimension where duality is there, where we're constantly working with light and dark, with our shadows, with our lights, and we're embodying and integrating all these energies. But know that out of all the suffering and out of all the tragedy and out of all deaths and out of all things that die, there's always something new that is being born, and there's always the energy of renewal coming your way. So I think I'm going to leave you with that message. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Focus also on your third eye, on envisioning, communicating to your twin through your third eye, sending love, especially during the new moon, planting new seeds of love, planting new seeds of healing, doing a new moon ritual, doing a new moon ceremony, gathering with your sisters if you're Divine Feminine, and doing Divine Feminine circles. And also, if you're interested in that, I do full moon circles, full moon gatherings, and lunar ceremonies for women who want to come together. We do this through Zoom or through Skype, and we celebrate together the energies. We do healing, we do chanting, and many beautiful things come through these gatherings. So if you want information about that, please visit my website. Also, if you need any personal assistance from me, personal readings or personal healings, I'm always here for you. And I wish you all a lot of love, a lot of blessings, and a lot of healing for your hearts. And let me know how you feel about this, how you feel this week. I would love to hear from you. Okay, take care now.